Hello, I'm Swati, and I'm part of the organising committee for the RCOG World Congress 2027, taking part from the 22nd to the 24th of April in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Together with my colleague Muniswaran Ganeshan, who is part of the local organising committee, we want to share a few tips on how to submit a good abstract for the Congress. So, what makes a good abstract? Writing a good abstract can be challenging, especially when trying to summarize extensive work within a tight word limit. The most important first step is to read the submission instructions carefully, the word count, the format, themes, and deadlines. Reviewers assess many abstracts, so those that don't follow the rules risk being rejected before content is even considered.
How do you write a good abstract? A strong abstract generally follows a clear structure with 5 important different elements: the title and authors, introduction, methods, results, and conclusion. This structure helps reviewers understand your work quickly and assess its scientific merit. Let's take a look at each different principles in detail. Firstly, the title and author information. Your title should be concise, accurate, but more importantly, engaging, highlighting why the topic matters. It is also important to list all the authors and their affiliations systematically and clearly. The first author is typically the presenting author, so please ensure they meet the eligibility requirements for oral or poster presentation. Next, let's take a look at introduction. The introduction should briefly describe the problem your study addresses, what is already known about the subject, but more importantly, what gap your research fills. Keep the introduction focused and this section with a clear statement of the study's aim and primary objective. Next, methods. In the method section, include essential elements such as study design, setting, number of participants, how they were selected, interventions or tests used, outcome measures, and statistical approaches. If applicable, it is important to state ethics approval, which is important. More importantly, keep the description concise and factual as much as possible. Next, results. Begin by outlining what was included or excluded in the study and stating why. Present the key outcomes with numerical data, including confidence intervals and significant levels, which is important. If tables are permitted, use them sparingly and only to add clarity to your results. If your findings are not statistically significant, report the study's power to detect a meaningful difference. And finally, conclusion. The conclusion should explain what your results means and its relevance to the clinical practice and to also to trigger further future research. Avoid unsupported claims. If space allows, briefly mention strengths, limitations, and how generalizable your findings may be. Here are some additional tips to authors. Do not use more than 3 abbreviations, but it's important to define each of the abbreviations used. Revise your abstract several times before submission, but it's important to seek guidance and feedback from your supervisors, peers. It is also important to ensure there are no grammatical errors, and it is important to have clarity in your writing. Precision and readability makes a huge difference, but more importantly, keep it originally yours.
Why should you submit an abstract? Well, submitting an abstract gives you the chance to showcase your work to colleagues from across the world. It's an excellent way to build your academic profile, gain visibility, and create valuable collaborations at an international level. And you can also enter the chance to win prestigious prizes and awards. As a senior clinician, encourage your trainees to submit the work you have supervised for an opportunity to present this on a world stage.
Some may ask, how does submitting an abstract benefit your career? I remember as a young trainee almost 2 decades ago, I submitted to an RCOG Congress. I was extremely delighted. And that paper 2 decades ago has shaped my career in a big way. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting at an international congress like the RCOG helps refine your thinking and strengthens your future work. Feedback from these sessions helps to improve your future publications and better design studies. I myself have extremely found this important and valuable, but it is also important to share your work in a global platform. And I think that is extremely important in everyone's career milestones.
We hope you found these tips useful, and we really look forward to meeting you and welcoming you in person at the RCOG Congress 2027 in Malaysia.